In today's video tutorial, we'll be checking out how the admin in the first place would be able to import and export the tax rates in Magento 2. Hi, and welcome back to this new video tutorial of Magento 2. In today's video tutorial, we'll be checking out how the admin in the first place would be able to import and export the tax rates in Magento 2. So what we'll be doing is we'll be going to the backend panel of the default Magento 2 and we'll be checking out the tax section wherein we'll see the complete list of tax zones and the rates that we have created. Thereafter, I'll be showing you how we'll be able to export those tax rates into a CSV or a comma separated value file. Thereafter, I'll be showing you how we'll be able to add some data in that CSV file and how we'll be able to import the tax zones and the tax rates within the Magento 2 default system there. But before I proceed further with this particular video tutorial today, please do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to receive the latest updates from our end. And if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. So let's do one thing, let's hop onto the admin backend panel of the default Magento 2 and let's see the workflow of this particular procedure there itself. For the same, let's hop onto the admin backend panel now. So for this particular demonstration, what I'll be doing is I'll be logging into the default Magento 2 by entering the username, password and tapping on the login button thereafter. So let's get ahead and let's tap here on the sign in button. Now after we've signed into the Magento 2 backend panel, let me close this out and let me refresh the page once. Now to create the tax rates or the tax zones, what we need to do is we need to go to stores, and here we can create the tax zones and the rates. But the thing that we are going to check out in this particular video is how we'll be able to import and export the tax zones and the tax rates using a comma separated value file there. So I'll come to that point in a while from now, but before that let me show you under stores we have the taxes, and under taxes we have the tax zones and the tax rates. So if I go to tax zones and tax rates, this would define or would list out the complete list of tax zones and the rates that we've already created. Here you can see the tax identifier is there, the country name is there, the state region is there, then we have the zip or the postcode is there, and we have the rates as well. For the zip postcode, you can see that we have used asterisks or for all, as well as we have used the zip code range as well. We can use a single zip code value as well as per the requirement, or we can also make use of, for example, 9000, or we can use 900 asterisk as well for any having 900 in the starting for all there. So this is the particular section where we create the tax zones and the rates, and here to add a tax zone we need to tap here on the add new tax rate on the top right hand corner, and that brings up this particular section wherein we have to fill in the tax identifier, choose whether the zip or the post is a range or not. If it's a range, then we have to go with the zip, the range from and the range to values, otherwise not. And if it's a zip post, then we can enter the asterisk, that means matches any. We can use 900 asterisk, that means matches any that begins on 9000 there. And similarly, you can choose the state as asterisk for all states or for a particular state that you're creating this tax zone for. And you can set up the country and the rate percentage for the same, and you can set up the text titles for the different store views of your default store. So right now for my store that I have created, I have the English store view, the second store and the store 2 views there. So I can set the text titles for the same that would then be visible to the customers at the storefront when they're making a checkout there. Now this is the particular way of creating the tax zones and the tax rates one by one. Now if I scroll down to the system here and I navigate to data transfer, here you can see that I have the import export tax rate. So from this particular section we'll be able to import as well as export what we say as the tax zones and the tax rates using a particular CSV file there. So to import the tax rates, you have to import the particular file here. That is a CSV file with different column values. You have to fill in the column values there, and that file needs to then be uploaded here, and then you need to tap here on the import tax rates button, and that would import the tax rates into the Magento 2 store, and that those tax rates would then be visible under the store text zones and the text rates there itself. Now to export the text rates, you will have to tap here on the export text rates button. So if I tap here on the export text rates, this would export the complete list of text rates that we are having under stores, text zones and text rates there. And now if I open this text rate CSV file, you'll see we have the code, country, state, zip postcode, rate. Then we have the zip post as range, whether it's a range or not, the range from and range to values. Then we have the different store views. We have the English, second store and the store 2. These store views can differ as per the requirement there, depending upon the store views that you have. For my store, I have the English, second store and the store 2 views there. And here you can see that I have the text identifier there. The country is US, California. The rates are there. For some, we have the zip codes as well. So this was the procedure of exporting the text zones and the text rates in a CSV file very easily by the click of a button there within the Magento 2 system itself. Now let's see how we'll be able to import the text zones and the text rates into the Magento 2 store itself using a CSV file. So for that, what we'll be doing is we'll be using this particular file itself, and we'll be filling in the data there for the different column values there. So for the code, I'll set it as, for example, text. I'll set it as text rate US. For the country US, I'll choose the state as Arizona. I'll choose it as starting with 900 asterisk. The rate would be, for example, 9.5. It's not a range, so I'll set it as empty. The range from and the range to values would also be empty there. And for the English store view, let's set it as text rate US. So in the case if I'm having these text rates already saved in my system there, I can update them as well depending upon the requirement. So for example, for this one, that is the zip code range. Let's set the text California, the text label as California only. Let's say it's California so that we can check this out, and let's save this particular CSV file. So we have added new text rate, that's the text rate US for the country US. For Arizona, zip code would be postcode would be 900 asterisk. The rate would be 9.5, and for the English store view, the text label would be text rate US there itself. Now let me save it out, and let's go back to the backend there. Under system, data transfer, we have the import and export text rates, and here I'll tap on the choose file. I'll choose the text rates, I'll open it up, I'll tap here on the import text rates, and the text rates would be imported as you can see. And now if I go to, so this way you can import the text rates and text zones in bulk as well, as compared to the one by one procedure that we have already under the stores and text rates and text zone section. So now if I go to the stores and I go to the text zones and the text rates, and I open this particular section, so here you can see that we have our new text rate being added. That's the text rate US, United States, Arizona, 900 asterisk, 9.5 is the text rate. Now if I open it up, we can see the text label as well, or the text title as well for the English store that we had set up as text rate US. So for the English one, we had set it as text rate US. As you can see, text rate US, the same is visible here. And for the zip range that we had for the California one, we had set the second store view as the California. Now let's see if it updates that as well. So for that, I'll just go back, and after going back, I'll scroll down and I'll come down to this zip range. I'll open it up and I'll scroll down. So second store view says California. The second store view says California here, right? So yes, that was much about the Magento 2 functionality, or the default functionality, wherein I showed you how we'll be able to export the text zones and text rates in the first place, and I showed you how we can import the text zones and the text rates as well in bulk if we want. I showed you an example for only one text rate there, how we can import it back into the Magento 2 store using a CSV or a comma separated value file there. And I hope that this particular video helped you out in understanding the same. If you still have any questions, queries, suggestions or requirements, then you can anytime get back to us at support@webkul.com, or you can raise a ticket at webkul.uvidesk.com as well. Apart from that, if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. And lastly, thanks for watching this particular video and have a great day ahead.